Good afternoon. Welcome to Tarot Tuesday, your one card pull for the collective. And I'm using the Thoth Tarot deck. We pulled the Moon card. This card is absolutely beautiful. First off, let me say, my friends, welcome aboard. You are in the midst of a lovely rebirth. This card is a spiritual awakening, a rebirth of sorts, a resurrection. We see here, first of all, Anubis, the jackals. Also, we see two sides. We see the duality, the light and the dark. We see these mountains that also, to me, look like frequency. So we're ascending, we're updating our frequencies as well. And we see we're in this in-between space, this liminal space, in between the knowing and the unknowing, and, you know, the past and the future. And there's a lot going on. Right now we're in that sleep space. That's what this also can symbolize as well. We're in that pre-conscious that comes before we have that true awakening. And right now we're in the dark unconscious. We've gone into the unconscious. We have, we're in our dark night of the soul in this card. This is your shamanic call. This is your journey. The High Priestess has been coming out quite a bit lately, as well as the Moon card. And the two of them together let us know that the High Priestess is here as our shamanic guide. She is here to help us while we are in these realms of the subconscious mind. And she's going to guide us back into the light out of this dark space here. And this place is our shadow work. It's where we uncover the deception, the lies that we've been telling ourselves, the illusion, all of those fears, all of those things that are holding us back, all of our darker desires, things that frighten us. We're slaying these monsters within, and it's necessary that we do that, because if we don't, we are going to consciously be stuck in this place of existing in this darker world, and we're going to think that we're doing our work and such, but these things are going to keep cropping up. These things are going to be those things that we're just going to keep suppressing. The song that came to my head when I was meditating upon this card is Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd. And, the High Priestess is wanting to give you this inner wisdom, this insight. Your own higher self is trying to contact you. They're trying to reach you, but they can't. You're not hearing what they're saying. You're not ready yet. And the reason you're not ready is because you're too much listening to that outside, that chaos, that, you're living in this place of this identity that someone else has created for you. And whether it's years of conditioning or traumatic experiences that you've been through, this is controlling you now. You're being run by this darker side of you. And it's asking that you look in the mirror and you face this, because you will just keep suppressing it and it will keep being brought to the surface. So maybe now, while you're in this awakening phase, you feel like there's just, probably since the full moon, just this tidal wave of emotions. But this card is asking you to stay with it, to keep an eye on that ship in the distance, that horizon, that shore, that sunlight. This will take you into the light. It's asking you to come into that sun, and that sun is our solar plexus chakra. That's who we are. That's our true identity, where we can be fully happy and blissful and joyful and lead from a place of loving ourselves, loving others, letting our true self shine. And if we don't get into these emotions, these darker thoughts, these fears, these conditionings, these, imposed identities, we will never fully rise to that surface, to that sun, to find our authentic self. And, we have to go through this rebirth to release all of that darkness, to release those fears, those worries, those sleepless nights. We have to separate ourselves from everyone else's consciousness and go far into the recesses of our minds. Now, we need to use our discernment. We need to tread this path and go slowly and slay these monsters. And remember that it's a lot of it is that illusion. We're veiled by that illusion. But once we release that veil, once we take that off, we get into the psyche, we listen to our dreams, we face our fears, we're able to travel up, we're able to ascend. And again, we see this scarab beetle. He is a sign of rebirth. He is a sign of ultimate transformation. We have this light and this dark, and, we're coming out of this dark into the light. And, there's tears, there's the waters flowing over us, aspects of ourselves that we don't like to face, maybe ways in which we've been cruel to ourselves, ways in which that we've held our own selves back, we've judged ourselves. And maybe we were afraid to be vulnerable. We were afraid to let our heart shine through. We were afraid to give in to our truest desires. It's reminding us here that we need to listen to our dreams. We need to listen to that high priestess. We need that moment here where it's silent and it's dark and we're basking in that. And right now, this is perfect. This card too, it's symbolic of that time of the waning moon, which we're in right now. After the full moon, we've released a lot of things that we need to release, and we've crawled into that cocoon. We're not weighted down by a lot of the stuff, but we still need to face everything. We still need to do that observation of ourself and that healing and that dark night of the soul. It's we need to be in that moment now, enjoying that journey, remembering that all of these things are going to be transformed into the light. We're going to embrace who we truly are. Don't fear those. And then that way we can lead from our heart. This is like I said, it's a shamanic journey. A lot of witches will engage in this practice because they realize that what comes out on the other side is far worth this time of being uncomfortable and being lost and confused and being that caterpillar in that cocoon. You come out the beautiful butterfly in the end. It's really, you have to drop this self-deception. You have to really look at your authentic self. And this is also a time of like your inner child. Your inner child is asking you to go into this and release those fears. And look at the dreams of what your young child wanted, those dreams that came from your heart, those dreams that were from a pure place. And, those dreams might have become jaded as an adult, things that you had gone through, things that you had seen. Maybe you didn't believe in yourself in your dreams. And now it's asking you to go back into those dreams. What does your inner child crave? What does it want? What does it need to be free and happy and blissful and joyful? And how can you take those dreams, weed out all of your own fears and negativities and blocks and lack matrix that is holding you back from making those dreams a reality in the here and now? That waxing moon is coming, and we're going to be kind of going through this a little bit turbulent waters, but remember there's calmer waters on the other shore. And as we approach this new moon in a couple of weeks, that will be the time that we will lead up to this, and we'll still be in that dark a little bit, but we will then get our clarity and our answers then. And then, that is the high priestess time. That is when you call upon Hecate and the crossroads to show you the way, to shine that light for you. This is your time where you're the hermit, you're alone, you're introspective, you're dealing with these emotions, allowing them to flow through you, facing those fears, and then you will shine your own light. And then, of course, as you are raising your vibrations here, this frequency rising, you're going, down into those peaks and valleys, and then you're coming up to that glorious mountain, looking out on the horizon and vibing in this new ascension, this new renewal phase. You're making choices from a brand new space of existence. This is a new you, no longer, held back by those demons of fears and questions and worries. You are connected with your consciousness. You are connected with the divine. You are not afraid of the old you and the old ways and the old conditionings and the old limiting beliefs, allowing them to die and be reborn. And you are divinely guided. The time is right. So sit back and rest and release and, nurture yourself at this time. Self-care is very important. Love that inner child. Let it know that it's safe and secure and that it can move through these emotions, sift through these emotions, and no longer be held back. And it can be free, and it wants to, your inner child wants to bask in that sunlight. It wants to shine from a space of pure love and bliss and understanding of its true authentic self in the sun. Its true happiness and joy and bliss is here. So just remember, you will be finding that clarity. It will be coming to you in this new moon, but you need to listen to your intuition. You need to listen to the high priestess, your divine higher self. It knows what you need to do, and it's trying to whisper to you. So don't suppress it. Don't become numb to it. Allow it to flow through you. And come to this new rebirth, this new spiritual space. It's always darkest before the dawn, my lovelies. But you are not alone. And the glory on the other side will be so worth it. The moon has a dark side and a light side, and now we're going into this new moon and coming out reborn in the beautiful sun. Blessed be.